What's up, everybody? Welcome back to IGN GameScoop. I am your host, Damon Hadfield. With me today is Greg Miller.
Hi.
Mitch Dyer.
Hello, Damon.
And Marty Sleva
Hi.
is here. Let's check in with the listeners.
Hey, listeners.
Whoa.
It's close. That was a photo finish. You have to slow that down. Figure out who crossed the line first.
Listeners, viewers, remember you can always reach us at the email address gamescoop@ign.com, just like Tom from England did.
Hi, Tom.
Oh, it's me, Ken McMillan! Hey, my friend Tom from England! Tom, sorry Tom, says,
Hello, governors.
I've been listening to all your coverage of the Xbox One reveal, and its heavy focus on the entertainment side has really made me think that they will have a problem. Let me explain here. If they want to appeal to the more mass market crowd, the crowd that might not care that much about games, then surely they will be blown out of the water by a product from a rival company that does all the entertainment things without the games for much less money. Yeah. I can see products coming in for $100 to $150 that will do that if it isn't going to be built into the TVs themselves in the coming years. We've talked about that before. Games is something other products and companies can't do, but all the other stuff everyone else can, so I think Sony might have the upper hand here. People who don't care about games won't buy an Xbox One. He finishes by saying, I think our TVs and satellite cable boxes will do a lot more during this next console generation, so I'm not sure the Xbox One will need all these features. Other things might supersede them. What do we think?
He makes a lot of good points. Everyone right now is being way too quick to come out and say that Xbox is screwed.
Totally. Yes.
So many people are coming out and saying that, and it's really, they've put one foot forward, and they had all of the media's attention for one day on a stage all their own, and they chose to make it to this broad audience appeal. It's the opposite of what Sony did.
Sure.
And now you come to E3 and you're going to show games, and
Yeah.
then we're going to actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
I think they chose to show what was different between it and the Xbox 360. Like the fact that it plays games is, that's not changing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we'll see those games soon.
Sure.
People are acting like, so what is undeniable is that the Xbox One is an all-in-one entertainment device. Playing games is one of the many things it does.
Right.
Whereas the PS4 is a video game console that does other things.
Right.
Yeah.
So like those are the
For what we know, right? It's
Yeah.
the same way that even for saying the PlayStation 4 is the gamer's machine, right? It's going to have Netflix. It's going to have Hulu.
And they're going to talk about
They're
this
gonna
stuff
talk about it
at
at
E3. So
Yeah.
I think the roles are kind of going to swap.
Exactly.
In a few weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah. But people are upset at the fact that it is this broad entertainment device. It's almost as though they think they're losing something, like something's being taken away.
Right, like how dare they try to
Yeah.
appeal to a wider audience instead of catering directly to me right now?
It's still going to play games.
Yeah.
It's still
Right.
going to play every game EA puts out, every game Ubisoft puts out,
Yep.
and Activision.
And then at E3 you're
it's
going to
just
see...
going to do all this extra stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch a lot of gamers become hipsters, but that's the world we're living in
Is
right
that
now,
right?
right? Yeah.
They're being
They don't
snobs.
want it to be they don't want everyone to own an Xbox. Games are my thing, and that's what me and my friends do, and that's what makes us us. We don't go out there and try to rough and tumble with the
And,
jocks.
well, I guess now that it's becoming that all-in-one box, right? Like the thing that my parents are going to want in their living room because it's everything they need. Suddenly, that's getting taken away from them. That special hobby is maybe being taken away from them because everybody's doing it, man.
Grow up.
Yeah.
So
Right.
my one
Seriously.
fear about this is if the console ends up being extremely expensive.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I particularly don't care about most of the features they talked about during the reveal.
Right.
I just want to play games.
What about your fantasy NBA team, though, Marty?
What's going to happen? If only I had a computer for that. But yeah, I mean, I just want to play games, but if it ends up being $600, $500,
Can't imagine it
I
being.
can't. I hope it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, if it has a subscription fee,
Have
like
we
this is all going to
learned
worry me.
nothing from the PlayStation.
You're gonna get
$599
two
US
jobs.
dollars.
I would have to guess it'd be around the $400 range, but
Yeah.
that is expensive for someone who, like a Roku or an Apple TV is like $100, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that. If they're competing with that, it's like why would anybody pay
Yeah.
4 times as much?
And that is the uphill battle I think they face right now, and why it was such an interesting move in the grand scheme of things to focus on the entertainment, right, and come out and try to get the casual gamers. My mother heard about this and has no interest in buying an Xbox One. You know what I mean? And nothing about it demanded her attention and demanded she get this now. You know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh man, yeah, switching TV channels with my voice, that's cool, but like, there's something different about gamers, and I think we want to be early adopters and go out and buy this hardware and have it right away. And that was the big thing with the Wii, right? The Wii came out, and who were the first people to buy it? The first people to buy it were me. Oh my God, I'm going to be able to play every NES game, and there's a Zelda on it.
Yeah.
And then my mom came over for Thanksgiving and saw this thing in bold and had such a great time. She
It wasn't
wanted
until
it.
like
Yeah.
the next Christmas when
Sure.
things started really blowing.
The early adopters then go and evangelize the product. And I feel like based on this one conference, based on this one debut, Microsoft could be putting the cart in front of the horse on this one by saying, it's an entertainment machine, it's all you want, and that's cool, but casual consumers, casual people who just want to watch TV aren't super, like, look at 3D TVs.
Yeah.
This is a new
That's-
way to experience TV.
yeah.
Awesome. It's way too much money. I don't want to spend it on that. I have a
And no one talked about that. Like, come this year's CES, like,
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
one was talking about
Yeah.
3D TVs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the big worries about the reveal and the moments afterwards were the mixed messaging of
Yeah,
Microsoft.
that's the
I mean,
big part.
that's one thing
That
that
is a real
legitimately,
problem.
like, it seems to me that they don't even know the answer to some of these questions.
Yeah.
And we're only, hypothetically 6 months away, 5 months away from when this console is going to be released.
Right.
So, that is cause for some concern.
Yeah.
That I agree with, but positioning it as a broad entertainment device, I don't really see as being a problem.
No.
Me
I
either.
think it does remain to be seen whether it will have mass market appeal. Whether or not those people who wouldn't buy an Xbox 360 would buy an Xbox One. That remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But it's still going to be a gaming console. Like you're still going to play all your games on it. You're not losing anything. You're
Yeah.
not cutting games
Yeah.
out of the
By
console.
the time we come out of E3, like when we come back here after E3 and have this conversation again, like everything we're talking about now will be totally irrelevant because those questions will be answered, and we will have.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
thanks
if
for
you're watching this after
wasting your
E3,
time.
sorry for wasting your time.
Enjoy the nuclear wasteland.
But all of that stuff is going to be answered, right? Like Sony will have appealed to that wider audience because it already talked to people like us, the gamers who want the games. And Microsoft will be zeroing in on our people at E3. Our people.
They're kicking in doors. They got guns. We want to tell you about Gears of War.
They're going to be talking to the people who want Halo, who want Fable, who want Quantum Break, who want all of these games that will probably be at E3, right? And Sony will be talking about services and all of this. It's going to be a level playing field after E3. We're going to know a lot about these consoles, maybe prices.
See, that's the interesting thing is what is the balance of both conferences going to be? I still think Sony's going to come out and be really games focused.
Totally agree.
They already did their whole they did what they should have done if they were appealing to gamers at the PS4 reveal event where they're like, and it has all these apps.
Yeah.
Of course
Yep.
it still has Game Center. Of
Yeah,
course it
yeah.
still has
Yep.
this. Cool, you know about that. Let's talk about games. And I think they're going to come out and still do that.
Yep.
But what's going to be interesting for both of them, now Microsoft has come out and win back the
Yeah.
really hardcore gamers and then at the same time deliver the crushing blow of how much this is going to cost both systems, right?
Yeah.
Like, and both people have this, oh, by the way, it's
Yeah.
X hundreds of dollars,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I imagine Microsoft will focus, hopefully, primarily on games.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole point of getting the entertainment stuff out of the way first. E3 is a specifically games focused.
And they were very open from the beginning, right? Like Microsoft said, this is a hardware reveal. This is
Yeah.
the new Xbox, not here's 12 new Xbox games. They hinted at it during the event, right? Like they said, we have 15 exclusives coming in
Yeah.
the first year. And they're going to be showing some of those at E3. They were very open about the fact that this is not the games event. They're announcing that, like Greg said, 1 foot forward. This is a two-part event that they're turning it into. And we see part 2 at E3, and we're going to come out the other side with a bigger, grander view of what this Xbox is all about.
Plus, I like using my 360 a lot, but I don't look to Microsoft to provide the games for me. Like third parties provide all the games that I
Sure.
play on Xbox.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they'll still be providing those.
And the ones that they did show, I mean, that was smart of them to show sports and Call of Duty. Like, those
Yeah.
are the things
Very
that's
broad.
that same audience that's
Yep.
going to want that.
See, and
TV
that's
stuff.
why it was interesting. I think in the old school, the early adopters are going to be your hardcore gamers,
Yeah.
the people who want to play all this stuff. And Microsoft, I think, understands that the people who are really into 360, the reason the 360 is so big is that there are a lot of people who own a 360 just for Call of Duty and just for Madden. And so you go to them and you're like, hey, you already have these leagues, you already have these clans. Awesome. Now bring in your fantasy clans. Now bring in all these other
Yeah.
different things so you kind of have this experience where you never have to leave. This can be your one box for everything.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your question, Tom. Viewers and listeners, if you have your own questions, remember you can always send them to gamescoop@ign.com. Stick around for more from IGN GameScoop.